Good morning, everyone. We are so grateful to have you guys here with us this morning to present our webinars. This one is going to be, let me get my notes here. Stacy is going to be doing the Janey Lou's, and Becky is going to be doing the Milford Valley Farms, and Julie has a rep interview with our very own Casey Regal. And so we're really excited for these webinars. As always, you guys can ask questions throughout, and I'll do my best to do a recap at the very end of all the questions, just in case you missed any. But in your little, I don't know what you'd call this, your control panel, there is a little questions box or thing or whatever. If you just click that unlock pane from control panel, you'll have like the little questions thing, and you can kind of see them as we're going if you want. If not, we'll just be answering them at the end. But feel free to ask me questions throughout the presentations through that. And if you're having any technical difficulties, mostly it's just at the very bottom of your computer screen, where you have things open, it'll show like the go-to webinar. You just need to click on that to bring it back up. But these are in video format, so anyone who's on like a tablet or an iPhone, you guys won't be able to actually see the videos, but you'll be able to hear them. And anyone obviously on a phone, you wouldn't be able to see it anyway, but you can hear it. But I think that's pretty much it. So, really appreciate you guys taking the time to come to our webinars. I hope you guys enjoy them. I certainly have. I've learned a whole ton, and just by watching these ladies make their videos. So hopefully you guys get a whole bunch out of it. And we'll go ahead and
before you start, what are we doing? A free item, or is it
oh yeah, it's free. Pretty much going to be a free item all the time now. Half off items are hard to find and hard to manage. The free items are a lot easier.
What's the free item this time?
We don't know. It's always a mystery.
It's a surprise.
That's what's the beauty of it, is I don't have to tell you what it is.
Okay.
Because we don't have enough of one thing for everyone. So it's kind of a different thing every time.
Oh, interesting.
It's a small little token. It's nothing amazing, I'll tell you that. It's just appreciation for having you guys take the time out of your day. But really, hopefully you guys feel like you're getting a benefit by watching the videos, and that's just a little perk on top of being here. So yeah, we'll jump off our webcams. I'll start up the first video, and then like I said, at the end we'll start it. So here we go.
Hi everybody, I'm excited today to tell you a little bit about Janey Lou's. Janey Lou's has such great products, and if you haven't tried Janey Lou's, you're in for a treat. There's so many things that we can try today, and so many exciting ideas. I looked for so many things that I just didn't know what to make for you, so I've picked a few ideas for you that I think you'll like. They looked really good to me, and I'm also attaching all of the recipes at the end of the webinar, so you'll be able to try them at home. And so let me just tell you a little bit where they came from. Janey Lou's is a Utah company. It started as two sisters started making treats. The sisters are Becky, Jane, and Angie Lou, and that's hence where Janey Lou's comes from. They started making treats for a company in Spanish Fork that is a restaurant, and it sells like sandwiches and things like that. And they started making like Rice Krispie treats and cookies and sweets, and they would bring them in there and sell them to them. Well, they became such a hit that they were requested from the different convenience stores. So they took them to the different convenience stores, and pretty soon they had a business and they needed a place to make it. So they purchased their first warehouse in 2004 in Spanish Fork, and then they grew so much that they moved into Orem in 2012, and now finally they are located, they have 3 warehouses, one in Salt Lake in 2014. They purchased that one. They went from doing handmade items, handmade rolls, to doing 10,000 rolls production per hour. So they've really grown immensely. We're going to talk about a few of the products that they offer. The first one that we're going to talk a lot about is the Beehive Rolls. We love the Beehive Rolls. They are actually a top seller, 2-to-1 over the most popular store brand. And so we want to share a little bit about Beehive Rolls, and they're so versatile. You can do just more than just a roll. So I'll give you some ideas about that. Then we're also going to talk about the cinnamon rolls, and if you haven't had a cinnamon roll from Janey Lou's, you're going to be so excited. Then also we're going to talk about the soup bowl dough, and you can just go ahead and put those on your tray, make soup bowls, and there's so many other ideas with those too. Okay, let's start with the Beehive Rolls. First of all, the Beehive Rolls come already shaped and formed for you. All you do is pull them out of the box. You're going to be able to put them on a cookie sheet and make your rolls. It takes probably, I would let them sit on your cookie sheet depending on how cold your house is. If it's a warm day, it's not going to take very long, probably 2.5 to 3 hours, just sitting on the stovetop if you want. That's the way I've always done it. They do recommend you can do it in an oven with a little bit of water underneath to keep it moist. But I did mine today. Just on top of the oven, I put plastic wrap. Actually, these ones I used to cover are plastic covers. Put them on the cookie sheet and just let them sit on top of my oven. That was actually on 170, so it was a little bit warm, so it just brought a little bit of the heat. So you can do just basic Beehive Rolls. The key tip is putting them on your pan. If you'll notice this has 16 rolls on the sheet pan, which is our regular cookie sheet. I did 4 across and 4 down, and the idea is you want to space them so that they look beautiful when they're finished and risen. About 1/4 inch apart, maybe a little bit more, and then just let them double in size and go ahead and throw them in the oven. Now these ones you can just have a regular roll, the regular Beehive Rolls. You could put a little melted butter across the top when you pull them out. Or these, I actually put an orange glaze on top, so these are orange rolls. I told you also you can use raspberries to make a raspberry glaze. It's just a little bit of powdered sugar, a little bit of like about a tablespoon of melted butter, and then whatever juice you want to use. I used orange juice, and I actually did put a little bit of the orange rind in there too. So go ahead and just make those, and these are wonderful. And everyone loves orange rolls, so you can do a variation that way. I also did a lemon pull apart, which I've actually given you the recipe at the end and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. And then another great idea is this dip ring. And these are just Beehive Rolls that I've taken and cut them in half when they were just a little bit soft. You want to let them come out of the freezer, put them on your cookie sheet, and as soon as you can start just plying the side that they're just a little bit soft, take a big chef's knife, cut them in half, and then stack them side up on the side here so you can see the rings at the top, and stack them around. And then what you're going to do with this is put a dip in it. And I just chose to do a spinach dip, and I just used our Popeye spinach mix, and you're going to put that in the middle. And this would be a great hors d'oeuvre to take somewhere. And there you go, you have dip and bread to serve it with. So, and you could have a really fancy little plate. I baked this on the Camp Chef pizza pan, and then I went ahead and transferred it over to a sheet here that was cooler because I needed it to be cool. But there you go, that's beautiful. It's fun hors d'oeuvre. You can also use your Beehive Rolls as a sandwich if you would like to. I make like chicken salad, and so I'll mix up a chicken salad, slice it down the middle, the roll down the middle, and put my chicken salad in there. It's really good, kind of like a croissant. You can use them for ham and cheese rolls. You could put your ham and cheese in there and then put them back in the oven just for a minute to toast it. You can make breakfast sandwiches out of them if you have a few left over. A lot of times I'm making them for Sunday dinner because they're so easy. You can throw them out and on your cookie sheet, go to church and come back and they're already risen, and pop them in the oven, have hot rolls. Well, sometimes I used to make, I have a lot of boys, so I used to make a lot of them, and I'd have more the next day. And so you can just do a breakfast roll with that. Put your ham and cook a scrambled egg and a little bit of cheese and have a breakfast right there out the door, quick and easy. Okay, with the Beehive Rolls, there's so many fun things that you can do. Today we're going to do a lemon pull apart. They look just really fun and refreshing for me. and so I thought I'd try it. You can use it as a breakfast roll or for a dessert or just like a brunch if you have friends over. And so it's really easy to put together. I'm going to put it together really quick for you, and we'll get a try it in as soon as it's baked. So it uses 12 Janey Lou's beehive rolls. And I went ahead and just set these out so you can see that they're still cold, but they're just not quite frozen. And actually, it doesn't even take that long. These have been out about 2 hours, so they're actually getting a little soft. So what you're going to do is cut these into 6 pieces, actually 4 pieces. I think I did 4 this last time. It's baking right now, so I'll show you when it's all finished. But cut your rolls in 4 pieces. So I just cut them right down the middle and then across ways. So you got 4 pretty even, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Couldn't remember how many I had. We'll put 4 more on here so I don't get confused, because I do that regularly. Okay, and then it also calls for a half cup of butter already melted. So you're going to pour this into your 9 by 13 pan. I already melted that in the microwave earlier. Okay, and then a half a cup of sugar. You're going to zest 2 lemons, and you'll put I have the lemon zest right here. Then you're going to mix the lemon zest with the sugar. And I went ahead and did this earlier, and it turned out so fun and good. I thought you could use this with oranges too. It would be really fun for an orange roll, which I'll do in a minute. But anyway, so you're going to mix that sugar up so that your lemon is in there all around, and then I'll finish cutting these rolls. We'll get those put in very quickly. And then you're just going to kind of drop them into the pan with the butter on the bottom. You can see that these are just getting a little soft, so I would probably cut them earlier so they don't get too soft, because then they kind of lose their shape. But you kind of just evenly place them in the pan. There's so many fun things with these rolls. You could do scones with them, roll them out flat when they're about this soft, make them for flatbread for dinner. There's lots of versatility in these rolls. I'm going to make an orange roll with them. I love orange rolls. And basically I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the lemon, and do some orange zest and make a quick glaze. And then when the rolls are baked, we'll go ahead and put that on. You'll have orange rolls. You can also do the same thing with raspberries. And when we get the raspberry bits back, if we get them back, you could use those, and that would be a great topping. Okay, so you saw that we put the rolls in there. You can see them in the pan with the butter. And then I'm going to take half of this. You want to leave about a half a cup left. And you're going to put it across the top and let it, then we're going to let this double in size and raise. And we'll bake it. And mine is in the oven right now, and so in a second I'll pull it out and you'll see what it's like. And then you're going to save the remaining for right before you bake it. So once it's double sized, and then you're going to just put the rest of this on and bake it. Then we'll glaze it at the end. Okay, I just pulled the lemon pull-aparts out of the oven. They smell heavenly. And I've gone ahead and made a glaze, and the recipe is alongside the recipe for this, is on the end of this webinar. Sorry, I'm losing my tongue today. So it's just basically powdered sugar, a little bit of butter, and some lemon juice from your lemon zest that you had earlier. And what you're going to do is go ahead and just drizzle this over the top. I don't know if you can see how wonderful this looks, but it smells heavenly. And no one's here to eat it with me, so I might have to eat a lot of it myself. Okay, so that is how that's going to work, and it is going to be beautiful and taste wonderful. This just made about probably a cup of glaze. I think that's plenty. It's going to be plenty sweet enough because you have all that butter on there. So now you could also, if you didn't want to make this lemon glaze, you could use the Janey Lou's cream cheese, which we can use in a lot of different variations, and it comes in this 3-pound container. It's very versatile. You leave it in your fridge and you can use it whenever you want. Okay, now on to cinnamon rolls. Janey Lou's cinnamon rolls are so easy to make, and they turn out beautifully. Now this one I just took out of the oven. Put the pan's still a little bit hot. And I went ahead and put quite a few on this sheet. I wanted to show you how beautiful they turn out when they're kind of squished on a sheet. Normally I like to make my cinnamon rolls separate so that they're not stuck together, but they are very pretty when they're all together on a sheet. So you can do either one. If you'd like to space them out a little bit more, let them raise a little bit more and have them perfectly round, that would be good too. If you're trying to feed a whole bunch of people and you want to put a few, you don't have a lot of cookie sheets, just throw a few on there and then you'll be able to cut them apart. Okay, some of the other things that you can do, you can do cinnamon French toast, and the way you can do this is you would let these cinnamon rolls thaw and then just lightly roll them. Get a little bit of flour on your counter or on your rolling board, whatever you use. Put a little bit of flour there and then roll them out so they're a little bit flat. And then you can go ahead and just fry those in a pan or deep fry them, and that would be like deep fried cinnamon French toast. You can make scones with these too also. They would be a cinnamon scone. Just do kind of the same thing. Let them thaw, roll them out flat, and then deep fry those. And then also you can do a cinnamon roll casserole, which I did earlier, and it's a picture of it's right here, and this is like a breakfast casserole, and I've attached the recipe to that, and I won't go through the time to make it right now, but you can see that it's just pieces. You take your cinnamon rolls, cut them into pieces, put them in your pan with your butter and nuts, and let them raise, and then bake them, and I added the cream cheese frosting on top while it was a little bit warm. And that would be a great breakfast addition. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Janey Lou's soup bowl dough. There's lots of different things that you can use it for. It comes in a box. You get 45. They're 6-ounce balls. It's number 8573, and I have just fallen in love with these. I haven't ever purchased them before because I kept thinking I don't need that many soup bowls, but there's so many things you can do with it, so I think you're going to be really excited. The couple of the things that I've tried is, number one, I tried a pizza. It works great for pizza. I went ahead and just pulled the little dough balls out, wrapped them in plastic that I'd sprayed with Vaseline, and then rolled them out and made little pizzas. They make about probably like an 8-inch pizza, depending on how thick you want your crust. And then if you want to do a double size, like a 14-inch pizza, 12 to 14-inch, you would use 2 balls. And it worked great. We did pizza for our Sunday dinner, and they turned out wonderful. Another thing that I've done is made monkey bread with them. So monkey bread is really fun, and the way I did this was I just took the dough balls, and I've got a few here. These are already soft, you can see, and I went ahead and just put those in butter. I'm going to grab my butter. And so I used the Texas size pan, and I sprayed them with Vaseline. I wasn't sure how many it was going to take in each pan, but one bread ball does 2 pans of these Texas size. Now if you want to do smaller ones, which would be great for samples for your customers, you could probably get away with 3 cups per bread bowl. So I just cut these, and these ones are a little soft, but they'll still work. You're just going to want to cut them about 4 different times, and then just cut. You see how they just come out in little pieces, and then just cut them probably in 4 little pieces too, each piece. And then I just rolled them in butter, and then used our cinnamon vanilla French toast sugar, and went ahead and rolled them in this French toast sugar, and then dropped them in the pans. And I just kind of split the pans up to make sure that they were all pretty uniform in how many were in there. Let them raise a little bit longer, probably another half an hour, and baked them at 350, and they were like a hit for my family. So I would encourage you to try the monkey bread. Everyone loved the monkey bread we used to be able to get, and now we can't, and so I think this is a great substitute for that. You can it takes just barely 2 hours to let those thaw on your countertop, and then cut them up, put them in, and bake them. And so you'll have monkey bread in no time. Okay, another item that I made with the pizza dough ball is something I like to call a cabbage roll. We've made these in my family for a long time, and we I usually have to make bread to do it. But so I thought, oh, I'm going to try these because this would be so easy. I can just pull out a few in the morning, get my dough balls, and make my cabbage mixture. And all it is about a half a head of a pretty good sized cabbage, shredded up like you would for coleslaw. I've browned about 1.5 pounds of ground beef in a pan, and some onions. I just used our frozen onions, diced frozen onions. Put those in there, cooked it up, and then I threw some edamame in it because I had some, and I thought, oh, I'm going to try this too. And then I go ahead and cook that a little bit, add some salt and pepper, a little bit of butter, and it's ready to go. So what I did is took these dough balls, and I'm going to roll them out, and then I'm putting in 3/4 cup of cabbage, of the cabbage mixture. Now, if you don't like cabbage, and you want to try something else, this would be great with sloppy joe mix. You could actually put some sloppy joe mix and throw some corn in there with it, and make kind of like a shepherd's pie mixture. You could throw potatoes in it too if you wanted. The diced red skin potatoes would be great in there, and you could put that in there and then have a kind of like a sloppy joe bun. So it's already made together. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my cabbage mixture. You can just see it's just cabbage and hamburger. 3/4 of a cup, and then you just fold this over. I don't know if you can see, but I'm folding it, and then I'm going to seal the bottom, kind of pinch it a little bit so that it seals up and it doesn't pop open. If you wanted, you could brush it with oil, maybe make it a little bit more secure. If you lay it on the bottom that you sealed, it should be just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on the cookie sheet. You're going to get about, oh gosh, I've had probably 8 or so of them in a batch. You can make as many or as little as you want. If you have too many, you can always freeze them. They freeze really well. Just wrap them up, put them in your freezer, and then my husband likes to take them to lunch. Now I like to make a little bit of a gravy over top because I like them without, but my kids like a little bit of gravy. And so I just usually use our gravy mix, our chicken gravy mix, or the beef, whatever you choose to use. The mushroom, I've used the mushroom gravy mix before. So anyways, it works out really well, but I think that sloppy joe mix would be really good in there. You could do chicken, you could do kind of like a pot pie in a bun, put a white gravy with your chicken and your veggies and stuff, and seal them all up in there. And just don't make it too runny, your sauce, and you would be just great to go. And I'll bake these up and so that you can look and see what they look like. Okay, so I'm finally finishing up here on the soup bread dough balls. As you can see, I just took these out of the ovens a few minutes ago, and these are our cabbage rolls. And I went ahead and plated one so you can see what they look like. I'm going to go ahead and cut it open just so you know what you're dealing with, and it'll kind of spill out. Now, as I told you, I don't know if you can see in there, but as I told you, I usually put a gravy sauce, like I just put a little drip of gravy over the top just to give it a little more flavor, and my family loves them. So that is our Janey Lou's products. It's been a full day of Janey Lou, and it's so good. I think you're going to love it. I think you're going to be so excited about it. If you haven't tried it, venture out and get you some beehive rolls, some cinnamon rolls, whatever your heart desires, because you can have so much fun with them, and your customers are going to love them. So make sure you tell them about them. They're great products. Thanks.
Wow, what a great video. She did such an amazing job. Thank you, Stacy. Good job. So next we're going to go with Becky, and she's going to do the Milford Valley Farms. Let me get started. There's one comment that says, she's making me hungry. I'm like, yeah, me too.
Hi.
That one didn't start for me. Let me try this again. There we go.
Hi everyone, this is Becky, and today I'm really excited to talk to you about our Milford Valley chicken entree line. So a little history about the company. It was started by Don Wetzel back in 1950. It's actually the parent company is Maple Leaf Farms, and they sold duck and duck products. So they started it with selling duck, and in 1963 had sold over 1 million pounds of duck in a 7-state region. Well, then in 1998, the company decided to go into the chicken field, and so Milford Valley Farms was created. Now, over the time, since 1950, it is now a 4th-generation company. So Don Wetzel's great-grandsons are now running the company. So it stayed in the family. They sell their products all over the world, so they're an international company, and their world headquarters are in Leesburg, Indiana. So today I want to talk to you about the products that we offer from Milford Valley Farms through Allison's Pantry. The chicken entree products are amazing. We have the chicken cordon bleu. We have the chicken with broccoli and cheese. We have a chicken Philly, chicken and homestyle stuffing, chicken and country gravy, and a chicken Kiev. Every one of these entrees comes in a 25-count box. Each entree is a 5-ounce size, so it's an individual wrapped product, so it's easy to break out the box, only use what you need for each meal, so these are a great product. These are an excellent item because they're perfect all by themselves, but they can be paired with a lot of different items that I'll go over here in a minute. Now, to prepare these products, they are raw chicken, so you do not want to microwave them. You definitely want to cook them in an oven or even an air fryer. I did that tonight. It was great. It worked just perfectly, and I didn't heat up my whole kitchen using it. So you take them out of their wrapper, stick them on a pan, and parchment paper, and depending on how many you cook at one time, you're going to cook it between 35 and 40 minutes. Now it says to bring the internal temperature to 165 degrees, but I just watch them as I get close to the end of that time until I start to see the cheese or the insides pushing out, and I know that they're done. Okay, so with their chicken entree line, there's a lot of great ways to use these products. So hopefully I can give you some ideas tonight. So the first, with the chicken cordon bleu, like I said, it's a great product all by itself, but you can pair it with any one of our wonderful frozen vegetable lines. So tonight I've prepared the Riviera vegetable blend. And so we'll take the chicken cordon bleu and put it on there. You can choose any one of our great Janey Lou products that Stacy's talking about tonight, and you've got a wonderful meal. Very simple, very easy, doesn't take a lot of effort or time, and you've got a wonderful meal. If you want to get a little bit more fancy, you can cook up any one of our great gravies. Tonight I have our chicken gravy that I'm going to put over mashed potatoes, but great products and very easy to fix. Doesn't take very long. The chicken gravy, I just did a 1/4 cup of mix and 1 cup of hot water, stirred it in, brought it to a boil, simmered for 5 minutes, and it was ready to go. Great products. So we've got our chicken cordon bleu, perfect item. The next one, I made up a side dish that they had on the Milford Valley website. It's called brown butter noodles. Very simple. I used our Barilla extra wide egg noodles. You cook them up, then you take a 1/2 cup of butter and brown it. You cook it on medium-low heat until it starts to foam and starts to brown, and then you take it off the heat, pour it over the prepared noodles, salt and pepper, and they're ready to go. They're really yummy. And so I prepared that with our broccoli and cheese. So there again, perfect item. Take one of our Janey Lou's rolls, and you've got a meal right there for that one. Now, with the other products, the chicken Philly, I thought would be really great if you sliced it up and stuck it on a hoagie bun, and you would have a chicken and Philly sandwich. Then your chicken and homestyle stuffing, again, pretty basic by itself, and you can add it to all kinds of things. And then your chicken and country gravy, they had a great idea on the website. You cook it up, bake it up just like the directions say, and then take buttermilk biscuits, cut the chicken in half, just slice it in half, and stick it on a biscuit, and you've got a biscuits and gravy. So that was a very interesting idea. And then with the chicken Kiev, you can serve this over a bed of our lamb and Weston mashed potatoes, or you can do the potato pearls and any kind of gravy that you like. It's just a super, super great product. Now, we are getting ready to offer 2 new products from Milford Valley. These are the Sandra's line, and the name came from Don Wetzel's wife, whose name was Sandra. So they've kept it in the family. So 2 products that I'm going to show you right now are the chicken brie and apple and the chicken creamy jalapeno. Now these come in a box, and there's 2 in there. Again, they are individually wrapped, so you can use one or both. And they're a great product too. I was really pretty impressed with them. I prepared some potato pearls, very simple. 1 cup of pearls, 2 cups of hot water, let it sit for 5 minutes, mix in any stray stuff, and then I made up some chicken gravy. Just very simple, like I said. I've got gravy to go over my mashed potatoes, and if you want to put it on your chicken, you can. So another great idea for you there. And then the last product in the chicken entrees I'm going to talk about is the creamy jalapeno chicken. This is great, looks wonderful, reminds you kind of Mexican. So what I thought would be really great, thanks to Kim for the suggestion, is I'm going to do a chicken wrap. So I've got a tortilla here with lettuce, sliced avocado, and diced tomato. I'm going to take this creamy jalapeno and I'm going to cut it up, and oh my gosh, look at that yummy inside of creamy cheese and jalapenos. And I'm going to slice it up, and I'm going to now lay it out in this salad wrap. And there you go. Your dinner's ready to go. Yum, yum, I can't wait. Isn't that perfect? Perfect salad wrap. So here is some great ideas for you with these products. And then the last product I want to talk about is one that's actually going to be leaving the line after catalog 8. And this is the waffle and chicken bites. So they're very cute. They're little cute bite-sized pieces of chicken with waffle coating. And when you cook these up, they are going to smell like waffles and maple syrup. They smell wonderful. So this is the chicken and waffle bites. And we tried them a couple different ways. I put them on my salad one day with ranch dressing. They were great. Little sweetness to them, but it wasn't bad at all. It was wonderful. My kids thought they were great as a snack with syrup. So they just dipped them in maple syrup and ate them for a snack that way. So, you know, possibly a great breakfast that's got some protein there for your kids, or a wonderful after-school snack. Again, this product is in Catalog 8, but it's leaving after Catalog 8, but it'll be back with Catalog 1, and you'll be happy to know our syrups are back in Catalog 9. And the last item that I'll just quickly cover are the stuffed chicken minis that come in 2 flavors. We have the jalapeno or the cordon Swiss. They're perfect little bite sizes that you can toss on salads. You can eat them as an appetizer with your favorite dressing or dips. I hope you'll share this with your customers, and if you have not tried them, I encourage you to do so. Thank you. Hey everyone, Milford Valley has a recipe contest going right now. It ends on August 31st. They're looking for creative original recipes using their Milford Valley chicken products, and they are giving away $3,500 in cash prizes. So try their products, come up with some great recipes, submit them to them, and you could be their big winners.
And there we go. Awesome video. Great job, Becky. Thank you so much. We have one more video. Hopefully you guys, I had 2 people that were saying they couldn't get a video on that last one. Just make sure you're clicking that, trying to toggle the full screen and windowed, I think it was called. That's what worked with Vicky's. It didn't come up immediately, so when we clicked on that, it fixed it. Or just click on the bottom to your GoToWebinar. Sometimes, I don't know what happens, but just kind of do your best. So this next one is with Casey Regal. Any questions that you might have for Casey, because this is a video, it's not live, and she's not here, I don't think. You can ask them, and we'll do our best to answer them, but we'd probably have to email Casey or call her and get the answer and then get back with you, because this is just a recording. So kind of keep that in mind. If you ask something specifically, and we just thought this would be interesting for you guys to see how Casey does it, and kind of learn from her if you can. And so without further ado, I'll start up that video.
First of all, Casey, how long have you sold Allison's Pantry?
I believe I started in October of 2013, so almost 3 years.
And so how did you get started? Did you hear about it from a friend?
Actually, me, my mom, my grandma dealt with a lady in Keene, North Dakota, and she was retiring, and we were kind of like, oh, well, what are we going to do now? We're losing our rep, and we don't have any food. And my mom and grandma were like, well, you have nothing to do, so you need to do it. I'm like, oh, okay. So I got a hold of Josh, and he was real hesitant at first because he was where my location is. I would have to drive to go pick up my order in Minot, and he was like super hesitant about it. And I was like, no, I promise, like, I'm going to do this. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. So I like begged and pleaded for probably a month or two. And then once I got started, I mean, it just took off and went crazy, basically.
Yeah, you've done a great job for sure. And so you sell in several different areas, right?
Yes, I travel roughly about 600 miles round trip every month delivering.
And how long does it take you to do that?
I can do it in 3 to 4 days.
And do you have any trouble with people coming to meet you, or do they always show up to the stop on time and pick up their order?
Once in a while I have a few that forget, which is human nature. I mean, we always forget things, but I work with them and we try and arrange something else, and I'm very easy to work with in that area. I always try and make it so I can adjust my schedule to their schedule and meet them when they're able to meet me.
That's nice that you do that. That's really nice. Well, tell us a little bit about your Facebook marketing.
Well, my Facebook marketing was kind of interesting because when I had started, I had a cake business going on. So a lot of my customers started out as my cake customers, and then now I progressively got more into Allison's Pantry, and Facebook has been a really good tool. That's how I grew. Basically, the whole Allison's Pantry business that I do is off of Facebook. Not only do I post on my page, I go on other pages like rummage sale pages or different sites kind of like that. City sites and things like that, and I just go on there and I post, hey, have you heard about Allison's Pantry, or we have this special going on this month, and then I really try and get my customers to share my posts and just get the word out there by word of mouth, really.
So do you have a Facebook business page, or do you have a Facebook group, and which do you think is better?
I actually have a Facebook page as a person. When I had first opened up that page, that was the most convenient thing at that time because I could privately message people and things like that. And now I see that they've changed their business pages to where they allow more of that type of deal where you can message people and stuff. But I've just left mine alone because it's worked great. So.
And what's the secret to getting the engagement and getting people to look at your page and see what's going on?
I try to post as many pictures as possible. I think people are more apt to look at pictures versus words. A lot of them, are just scrolling through their page or their news feed, and sometimes they don't have time to sit there and read a lengthy post. So if you just post a picture with a few words on it, chances are people are going to look at that more often than not.
And how often do you post?
I try, lately it's been kind of crazy because I've been racing, so I haven't got too much posting done. But I try to post order week. I do probably 3 times a day. I do my morning, afternoon, and evening. At the usually the prime times when people are going to be looking at their page.
Well, you're definitely good at that, that's for sure. So what's your one best tip for Facebook marketing?
Gosh, just keep it short, post often. If somebody asks you a question on there, try and respond as quick as possible. And I think that would be one of the things for the new reps too is, well, even some of your older reps too, when somebody messages you, be as prompt as you can in getting right back to them. If they have a question about a product, look it up online, ask questions on Facebook to the other reps, or call the office or somebody, and just get their answer as quick as possible.
That's really good advice. People appreciate that. That's for definite sure. So tell us how you do reminders each month to let your customers know that order's going in.
Well, I actually text Facebook, and I have a few that I call and a few that I email. And I have over 200 customers, I believe, and I hand message each one personally. I don't have a group text thing. I've looked into that, but I haven't really found one that I'm totally in love with. So I just send a personalized text message or Facebook or email to them every month. And I will email them or message them and ask them if they got their catalog. And when I do that, I also let them know what date the order day is. And then I will message them probably between Wednesday and Friday, the week of order week. Just saying, if I haven't heard from them or if they haven't, placed their order, I'll ask them, hey, did you want to order? You have until this time, let me know. And then if I don't hear from them by that Sunday, then Sunday or Monday I'll send out another message asking them again if they want to order or not. And then I message them again once the order comes in and let everybody know, hey, this is the schedule, where can you pick up at? And I always try and keep a lot of contact with them. Because I think contact is good with them. Let them know that, hey, I'm here. Do you need anything, or whatever.
And you don't think that's pushy? So, sometimes I think our reps worry that they're worried about contacting a customer more than once because they're afraid that that's being pushy. And I agree with you that it's not. But
Yeah, I don't think, it depends on the tone that you set with your messages. Granted, you shouldn't take messages in a certain tone, but as long as you sound cheerful in your message and you're not trying to sound angry, like, hey, you haven't ordered in this long, like, what's the deal, or something, try to be as friendly as possible. And I always make sure that I contact every single one of my customers every month. And there's some, that won't respond back at all, and I've had a few that I got rid of last month. I hadn't heard from them for about 4 months, and then I just take them off my list, and if they come back, they come back. If they don't, they don't. And if somebody really feels that you're pestering them, they'll either not respond or they'll tell you that, hey, you're pestering me. So, and if that's the case, then, go out and try and find a new customer. There's always more out there.
that's true. So give us an example of what is one of your Facebook, when you're personal messaging somebody, what do you say?
Let's see. Well, I'll give you an example here. I'll get my phone. Oh, where is it at? Like, for instance, when I sent out my delivery schedule, I said, where can you pick up at? Look at the photo and see what delivery spot works the best for you. And then, like, when I go to do the orders, like when I'm trying to get them, I'll say, just checking to see if you got your catalog in the mail. Orders are due July 2nd, which is Saturday. And then if they respond back, they do. If they don't, then I'll send them another one saying, hey, I haven't heard from you. Orders are due Saturday. Did you want to order, yes or no? Just let me know.
Oh, I like that, the yes or no, because then they just can say, yes, I do want to order, or no, I don't, and it's just really quick for them, and it just takes away the pressure. I like that a lot. I think that makes a difference. So what's your secret to getting new customers?
That one, it's kind of been odd. There for a while, I really pushed hard on getting my name out there, dropping off a bunch of catalogs to different places, and lately I've just had customers giving me people. Like a couple will be like, hey, can I get a couple extra catalogs? I'm like, sure. And they have really fulfilled that to where I probably get 2 to 5 new ones every month from my current customers.
That's really a reflection on you and your good customer service. When people like the business that you do with them, then they're happy to share that with other people. But if they're frustrated, they can't get a hold of you, or if they're frustrated, they feel like they're not getting the service they need, then they're not going to tell their friends to order from you. So I think that's really awesome that you have such good customer service and you're so professional about it that people are like, oh, you got to do this, you got to try this. Because really, truly, word of mouth does seem to work the best. So what's your secret to maintaining your customer base? How do you maintain the customers that you do have?
I really just try to do the best customer service I can. I treat them how I would want to be treated if I was their customer. And, constant contact. When you see them, be polite, nice, excited to see them. When I do deliveries, I'm always trying to be excited and happy about it. If somebody has a complaint, I don't let it, oh my goodness, and get all like frazzled about it. I just keep super chill and try and work it out the best I can. If they're really unhappy with something, if I have an extra item in my trailer, I'll just give it to them and be like, here, take this. Or I had one lady who ordered the beef steaks with the bacon wrapped around it. Totally unimpressed with them. And I happened to have, the day that she had picked up her next order, she was explaining to me how she didn't like them and whatever. And I said, okay. I said, no problem. And I happened to have an extra of the small pack of the pork fillets with the bacon. I said, here, take these, try these, tell me what you think. Now she's been buying the big case of them probably every other month or so.
That's great. That's a great example. So what do you do? How do you keep your paperwork organized and your business organized? Do you do it on the computer? Do you have hard copies? What do you do?
Oh gosh, that's kind of funny because in that area I'm not really that organized. I have one file cabinet that I just kind of shove everything into. But I utilize the customer list. That would be one of my biggest ones. And on there I make lots of notes. I put my new customers on there for the month. I put their name, their address, their phone number. I highlight people that have ordered. I mark down if they've got hot deals. I check mark them if they got their catalog that month. If they have a change in address, I'll mark that on there. And really, that's my go-to thing. And then order-wise, I have a notebook, and I write everyone's order in it every month. And then that way, if there's ever an issue, I can go back and be like, well, you didn't order it, or it wasn't on here, or I'm sorry that I messed up and got the wrong item for you, and things like that. So really it's just a notebook and then the forms that Allison's Pantry has on there on the portal site.
Those are both good ideas. Do you set aside specific time each month to do your Allison's Pantry stuff, or do you just wing it?
I really just wing it. Whatever. When truck comes, sometimes I'll make my deliveries into 4 days. This time I squeezed them into 3 days because me and my kids are leaving on vacation. So I was like, well, I want to get these done right away so we can get out of town. But yeah, I really just wing it. Whenever I have a spare moment, I'll do things. Or, if I'm in the car riding along, I'll message people or things like that. So yeah, just really wing it.
Just whenever you find time. That's good too. Do you offer incentives to your customers? Do you have contests or incentives or anything like that you do?
Actually, I have never done very many of those. In my 3 years that I've been doing this, I've probably only done 4 or 5 contests is all. I guess I never really thought about doing them. I see a bunch of other people doing them, But being that my base is so far spread out, I haven't found something that really works. So I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of iffy on that one. I want to try and do some, but then I'm like, I almost run out of time sometimes with the kids' activities and things, and then I'm like, oh, we'll just try for next month.
That sounds good. If I was a brand new rep, what advice would you give me?
um, Try and be bold. Go out and introduce yourself, get your name out in the community. Um, as hard as that may be for some people, I'm actually a very shy person, and I don't like meeting new people. I don't like. I'm very timid around them because I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know what to say. That's probably why I push a lot online more than anything. But I mean, just treat your customers and your prospective customers how you would want to be treated. Be super nice, be polite, be courteous, answer them promptly. Um, yeah, just treat them as you want to be treated.
Good advice for sure. Okay, one last question. What do you do? Why are you so successful with Allison's Pantry?
I really, I have no idea how it happened. I just go out and do what I do, I guess. I really don't know how I got to be like this. When I got when my orders started climbing, I was just so amazed. I'm like, oh my goodness, like, how is this happening? And, a lot of my customers will just say, you're a great person, you're really positive. We love having you as our rep because you're just quick about things, you're very prompt, and I guess that would maybe be why it's so successful. I mean, I just give everyone good vibes and just be as prompt as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's all good, and I think you've given us a really good idea of what it looks like to be successful. You've talked about how you spend time doing it. You've talked about being personal with people. You've talked about being organized. All of these things that you're doing, I think, are stuff that we can all learn from, and that will help us all to be better reps. So we really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to add?
Well, and it's like personalization too. I mean, the more you can remember your customers' names and, not just say, hey ma'am, how are you? Like, call them, hey Julie, how are you doing? Really personalize your conversations with them.
Thank you so much, Casey. We really, really appreciate you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no problem.
That was great.
And there we go. Let me switch over to the webcam here. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed all those videos. I know I sure did. RSMs did a really great job getting those done. Really fun. So let me go over a few of the questions. Some are just comments, but we said, I found that our 9x13, which is our quarter sheet pan, you can fit 12 of the larger nose beehive rolls, and the half sheet you can fit 24 to 25, and they come out beautifully. So kind of use that as a gauge. So that was really great. Somebody said that they were watching this on their iPad, so it looks like they may have got that finished. So that's awesome. She's making me hungry. Me too. Crystal was wondering, what is the mushroom gravy mix that you mentioned?
Okay,
Stacey?
so a long time ago we had mushroom, but I just use it, and we used to have a mushroom paste, but we don't have that anymore. So you can make your own. What I'll do a lot of times if I want mushroom now, I use a little bit of the beef base, and then I use a cream of mushroom soup and thicken that up a little bit, and then make your gravy that way. But yeah, it was from a long time ago. When I said it, I was like, well, we don't have that mushroom anymore, but yeah. So.
Oh, okay. Somebody's asking about, Becky, just curious, after seeing your videos, do you have a room set aside for your AP business? I said, yes, she does.
I built a whole building for my business off the backside. It's not really attached to my house. It's a separate building, but my business outgrew my house. So I built this room, and I can actually hold up to 6 freezers in here. I have 4 right now. And I saw that the mention about tables. The one behind me is where when I pull the frozen items out, I set it on the table and make sure I have everything pulled out of the freezers, and then I box it up for the customers. And I do have product out if customers want to buy them, but I only usually stock the mixes, a few of the top selling spices, spice containers. I do sell those separately because most customers don't need a whole case of 12. They just want 1 or 2. So I have a shelf unit over here, and I've got my mixes lined up, and I have cookie sheets, wire racks, parchment paper, things that won't go bad, that last a long time. Mine's all boxed up right now because I'm doing farmers market every Friday, and it's just easier not to unload and have to load it up every week.
Awesome. Okay. Then somebody asked, does she deliver all her orders? And this is Casey, and pretty sure she delivers all of them. I mean, there may be a few of them that she doesn't deliver, but I mean, I'm pretty sure she does almost all of them. That's pretty good. How does she keep them cold? She has a massive trailer. She did post what her trailer looked like on Facebook. I don't know how many months ago, but yeah, I mean, it's a pretty darn big trailer. She has a or something, yeah, generator that she keeps it all frozen that way. That was pretty cool. Somebody asked, I'd love to know how much she does in sales a month. I'd say it averages about 9,000 to 10,000. I mean, she's been higher than that. There was one month she was like around 6, but I'd say it averages about 10,000 a month.
I think she's been as high as 14 before.
Yeah, I think her highest was 14 something. So, pretty good size orders. Do you know how she sorts them by products and sorts as she gets delivery by customer? I do not. I'd have to ask her how she sorts the product. And then Chris mentioned, remember, if you deliver your orders, you can write off all of your miles, which is pretty good. Valerie says she's watching on her phone, so that's really great. I'm glad you guys can do that. Kelly actually saying I've watched my iPad for the past 3 webinars, which is funny because we had so many people saying it wasn't working. Well, I don't know. Here's a good one. I have a customer who cooks her cinnamon rolls in her waffle iron.
I've heard that
before. Those look pretty cool. I love getting high sales, but nervous about how well I manage all the frozen products. I have 4 freezers, and sometimes it isn't enough. Anybody have any suggestions?
I separate mine by type. So each of my freezers is for a type of food. So I have one for the meat, one for the bread and pasta, one for the veggies and fruits and odds and ends, one for the pastries. That's how I organize mine, so I can get them put away really fast.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's probably one of our biggest, I mean, I wouldn't say reps are complaining, but difficulties is getting enough freezer space for when your orders are growing. I always say, if you can, try and find used freezers, but I know that that's not always available to not everybody has used freezers they can buy, and then a new one is pretty darn expensive. So, just kind of do the best you can. Some reps have just kind of decided, I'm happy right here. We're not really looking for new customers. Keep your orders. Of course, I don't love to hear that, but I understand. So that's good.
If I've had a month where I have an extra bunch of extra freezer, like if we have a big month for freezer, I have 2 of those large polar coolers, and I've actually gone and bought a couple bricks of dry ice and put them in you can put your hash browns, those kind of things that are boxed in those big boxes, and they stay frozen for a long time. And I have actually rotated those in and out of that cooler. So if I clear up a space in the freezer, I throw it back in the freezer, and then I put it back in with the dry ice if I need. So you kind of shuffle. You can make it do, until your customers get there in an hour or 2 if you do it that way. So rather than let it sit out and get you can't let it thaw. So
Yeah, that's great. Last webinar, people talked about how their air fryer, and we had to go out and get one, and OMG, we love it. Yeah, air fryers are awesome. I wish we could find a supplier that we could actually offer them differently from, I haven't even found a supplier for them. They're kind of pretty new, I guess. I haven't found a supplier yet. But yeah, air fryers are awesome. I love mine. Sue Anderson says, I make a list of customers and their frozen items and then call a few ahead of time to see if I can deliver or they can pick up when it comes. So I get that's a really great. And Chris mentioned something the same. Help with huge orders. Have some of your customers show up the day your order comes and pick up while you're sorting. I've done this and it works great. That's pretty nice. Are upright or lay down freezers better or more convenient?
I prefer chest. They hold a lot more, but
I do.
it's up to you.
But uprights are nice to be able to get in and see everything.
Yeah.
I use my upright for my things like the berries and anything like that that's going to melt really quickly that I can get in there fast. That's what I use. And then I put the big boxes and the big things down in the chest freezer because they're easier to find.
Yeah. And, yeah, Valerie uses dry ice, coolers and dry ice as well. Lori's wondering, do you think dry ice would work in cold storage? No, your dry ice evaporates fairly quickly. I mean, you need quite a bit of it. I think there is some sort of conversion for how many pounds you need per hour and what you're keeping cold online. Probably look it up. But it evaporates pretty darn quick.
It even evaporates in the freezer. Like
Yeah,
I tried to save a brick in my freezer, and when I went to open it up, like the next day, all it was a paper bag. There was nothing in it, so it was gone. It was crazy.
Well, it's definitely temporary, like hours of storage, not days or weeks.
No.
That's great. Any suggestions on a rep's first order on the best way to check it in?
Check it in frozen first. Get
Yeah,
that frozen
frozen's always
in the
first.
freezer. Then you're refrigerated. Then you're dry.
Yep.
That's pretty good. Also, like what Becky was saying, I've noticed a lot of reps will, have a freezer specifically for like maybe beef and then one for chicken. Kind of depends on how big your order is. Like if your order is massive, then yeah, beef and chicken, or you could just say anything meat is in here and vegetables, and it kind of makes it a little easier for when you're checking stuff in.
And when you're checking it out, when the customer comes, you don't look like you're a chicken with its head cut off and you can't figure out which freezer you're supposed to pull stuff out of. It gives you an idea which freezer to at least go to.
Yeah, that's great. Kelly's saying they have some used appliance warehouses throughout SLC, Salt Lake City, to buy freezers, and they offer warranties. It's worth my time and travel to get one. So, yeah, I feel like that is pretty good. Do you know a good app on an iPhone for the mass text? I saw that Hit 'em Up was free for the first 30 days. I didn't know it was only for 30 days.
I just
don't have
looked
an
today for a customer, and it didn't even bring up Hit 'em Up. It had a whole bunch of other ones that were $2.99 to $5.99, and you're just going to have to pull them up and look at the features and see what's going to work for you, because I use an Android. I love it.
I don't know if you're the same gal that posted on Facebook. I saw just a little while ago somebody was asking that, and they mentioned they didn't want to pay for an app, and it's just like, most apps are like $2, maybe $5. So I guess you just really need to ask yourself, well, is my time worth $2?
Right.
Because it's a business expense. I mean, you can write that $2.99 off. It's a business expense.
Yes, it is.
I mean, if you're worried about $2, I
Don't
don't
be
know.
worried about $2.
I don't want to offend anybody.
Don't be worried about $2. It's worth the investment. It saves you so much time. So much time.
Just yeah, if you, yeah. Chris is saying upright. I don't get stuck in them.
Depends on how tall you are, that's true.
For short people like myself, I have an upright at home. I mean, I'm not a rep, but I do love my upright. And Lori had an amazingly good suggestion, which I wish we would have known, because this happened 3 times now, is we've put something in the freezer that made it open just a crack, and it thaws everything out every time. So it says, get a child lock for your upright freezers to make sure they are closed tight every time. Oh, I can't tell you how important that is. So we finally got one. It was like $5, and it just is a little strap that you click in every time, because, oh man, that's so bad. Let's see. So Betty was saying makes labels made for all the customer freezer items. We mark them and box them per customer. It goes really fast. So that's nice. Another Amber says, I like chest freezers. I box up each person's orders and stack them in the freezer. Makes it run smoother for me. So that's awesome. Wanted to get my dry ice the day before, and when I went to get it, it was gone. Yeah, you kind of need the day of for dry ice. Do you guys have people that help you separate orders, or do it all yourselves?
I do it
Yeah,
myself.
And yeah, I think it kind of depends on how big your order is, and if you trust the other person. You know,
I mean, my kids help me with inventory as far as I will go through the product, list it off, and they'll go through the list and find it and mark it. But I handle everything, and I separate orders out myself. That way I know where it's at in the freezers, and I know that it's all there. So, and I do $4,000 to $5,000 orders every month. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I definitely prefer to have it sorted by customer. When the customer comes, it's ready to go, which would be awesome. And it's really nice to have the frozen items in a numerical order. If you have a buddy, they can read numbers and can check it. That's true. And hopefully we should have everything labeled. I mean, if we don't, let me know. We're working on labeling everything. I've been told everything's labeled, but if it's not, let me know. But yeah, I did want to show you guys something really quick. Oops. This is a shirt that we're going to be. Well, it doesn't really show very well.
Awesome.
So keep calm, dinner's covered. This is a sample that we just got in. So it's a women's shirt. We're going to be selling these through Teespring. It's going to be completely different than all the other ones we've ever done, where we're not going to have you guys order them from us, and then we order them from another place, and then get them in, and then send them out. We're just going to put it up on Teespring. It's just a t-shirt company. You get to choose your size, your color, if you want a tank top or not, if you want a hoodie. It's just the design that we've put up there, and we set the price for how much you guys pay, and then you just pay with a credit card. And when it's a campaign that runs, we haven't decided how long it's going to go or anything, but it's a maximum of 3 weeks. However many sell is however many sell, and then you guys get the t-shirts. So I'm pretty excited to do that. So just, yeah, I kind of want to show you guys the design. You know, here it is again. You know, keep calm, dinner's covered. You have a little hat there with the AP logo, kind of fun. So yeah, we'll be doing that probably within the next month or so. But just remember, you don't order it through us, and it's all credit card. So you know, if you have a customer that, well, if somebody doesn't have a credit card, they don't have internet, I'm sure. So maybe they won't matter. But anyway, yeah, hopefully you guys, you know, we've had a lot of people wanting t-shirts, so we finally created them. So that's cool. Oh, we got more questions. Is Jesse on a treadmill? Yes, he is. I'm actually on one too. I'm just not walking. But it's really nice, frozen. Oh, yeah. Where is SLC? It's the capital of Utah, Salt Lake City. It's about 30, 40 miles north of where we're at in Pleasant Grove. Kind of the central northern part of the state. I can't even explain where it is. But yeah, SLC is Salt Lake City, capital of Utah. So kind of Google it if you really want to know exactly where it is. I used it and liked it. Not sure what you mean. As I get older, it's getting harder to read some of the instructions on the labels. Is there any way we can enlarge them? There is a way. It's just makes it more difficult. We have to print more labels if there's a lot of text on it. So probably not. Probably going to keep it the way it is. Anytime we try and change it, yeah, we probably break it more than fix it. So we kind of keep it. Sort by customers, and in the summer I sort everything out by freezers first, veggies, fruits, meats. Then I do inventory, keeps things from defrosting. So that's great.
That's what I do.
Are we going to be able to use our devices to do orders soon? Not soon. Nothing soon. I love the t-shirt idea. It'll be fun to hand out to customers. And this will be for everybody. It's going to go out with a constant contact to all customers. We're going to put it on Facebook, send it out to everybody. So it'll be customers and reps that we send that out to. So that'll be really cool. And will you post on the reps? Yeah, we'll post it everywhere. You're going to get sick of seeing it. We're going to post it on the customer one, on the rep one, on all three of the RSM ones. Yeah, we want to have a nice campaign, get as many as we have out there. That's not what I meant, silly. Where in SLC is the freezer place that does discounts for older used ones? Oh.
There's one in Orem, too.
Kelly Bone was the one that used appliance warehouses throughout Salt Lake City. So Kelly, if you're still on, if you could comment on that. Okay, so she says there's one in Orem and by the airport. So, probably just Google that, used appliances, Salt Lake City, and then in Orem. That's good. And actually, yeah, David is saying, KSL has them. If you are in Utah, KSL.com is a really good place for used freezers. There are hundreds and hundreds of them. I mean, that's the funny thing. Like where I live, there's plenty, there's tons, but I realize not everybody lives in Utah. So that's pretty cool. T-shirts as gifts with purchase. No, those are way too expensive for us to do that. But that's why we're having you guys buy them. We haven't set even a price yet. It's just they tell us how much it is, and then we can, put it on. I mean, most shirts on that website are about $20 to $25. They probably won't be that expensive. They're a little cheaper than that, but yeah, we can't really do that. Yeah, sorry about that. Do we have AP logo car magnets and window vinyls available, or could it be set up like the T-shirts are? We do have the car logo magnets through Vistaprint. Basically, just go. I think it's vistaprint.allisonspantry.com. Is that right? I can't remember what the website is.
We just posted it. Yeah, it was just posted last week on the rep page.
Okay, so kind of scroll through that. If not, email Vicki and she will get that info to you. But we have, I wouldn't say like a partnership with Vistaprint, but basically we took a ton of time and uploaded our logo onto everything and just created that, Vistaprint. I think it's vistaprint.allisonspantry.com, and you can, the logos are already there, and you can decide if you want to do pretty much, anything as far as like the, a magnet on the side of your car. We are working on window vinyl to have that available. the first design that we had, it didn't work out very well, so we're working on a new one. So that'd be good. Did you get your used freezers before hunting season kicks in, or they'll be gone? Yeah, I'm sure a lot of hunters want to buy a freezer to store that kill. So, but I mean, I see them on there all the time, all year long. They're pretty good. That'll be good. Any other questions you guys have? Fun time doing these webinars. We always appreciate you guys
There's
coming
the
on.
link. I just posted the link, Josh, to the Vistaprint.
Oh, perfect.
Oh,
You can
On
pass it over
Allison's
to
Pantry
them.
Representatives or on Team Awesome? Or...
No, I just put it in the window, in the chat window.
it's Allison'sPantry.biz.vistaprint.com. Okay.
Oh, in
So
the
you can
chat
post-
window.
Yeah,
Is
so
everybody-
post it. I don't think
No,
they can see it, so you'll have to put it on.
That's only. Oh, AllisonPantry.biz?
Yeah.
That's weird. There we go. Yeah, Allison'sPantry.biz.vistaprint.com. A lot of dots. But yeah. Question on catalogs. My customers haven't received them yet. Just wondering if they've been mailed yet. For number 9, I'd have to look at the schedule. Have you got yours, Stacy and Becky?
Nope. And I usually get
I
it
got my
about
box.
any day.
I got my extras, but I haven't seen the individual yet.
So it sounds like they haven't. Well, I can, yeah, we can ask the. In fact, let me pull up the schedule.
Usually they come this week, so, or actually the end of last week. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Or double check on that. Yeah, they have a schedule that they go off of. Schedule folder. Upload and mailing dates. Mailing dates. Here we go. Number 9. Mailing date July 25th. So they were sent yesterday. But you probably won't be able to get them till
This week sometime.
Yeah.
Well, and it was a, oh yeah, that still worked yesterday.
Yeah, the next one will be August 22nd and 29th is when they're sent. And then September 19th, 26th. Anyway,
So it's usually a
yeah,
week
yeah,
after.
they were just sent yesterday. So yeah, I wouldn't expect them to get there in just one day.
Yeah. That's just for Blue Group, by the way. July 25th.
Yeah, Blue Group was 25th, and then August 1st is for Red Group. So yeah, I don't know. Is that a week later than normal?
Well, not really. Well,
I don't think so.
Last time was June 27th.
It's always a week after the order day.
A week after order day. Yeah, that sounds about right. So yeah, yeah. I mean, I know you guys are chomping at the bit. That's exciting. Get those catalogs out there.
Got a lot of questions. That's cool.
Yeah, this is probably the most questions I've ever got, which is great. You know, we're happy to keep going. So we don't have any other questions. We'll go ahead and end it. I'll stop the recording right now.